We know what happens in Half-Life 3. What's happening, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to On the Topic of, and today is a pretty big episode because we now know what was going to happen in Half-Life 3 thanks to one of the former writers, in fact the lead writer, Marc Laidlaw, pretty much releasing a letter from Gordon Freeman detailing what he has been doing over the course of the past years since Half-Life 3 has pretty much become a meme for a game that is never going to come out. Everybody's talking about when the game will come out. Every Steam sale you see some reference to Half-Life 3 people have been making. It's almost become part of the Illuminati. So the first part of the letter reads this: I hope this letter finds you well. I can hear your complaint already. Gordon Freeman, we have not heard from you in ages. Well, if you care to hear excuses, I have plenty. The greatest of them being I've been in other dimensions and whatnot, unable to reach you by the usual means. This was the case until 18 months ago when I experienced a critical change in my circumstances and was redeposited on these shores. In the time since, I've been able to think occasionally about how best to describe the intervening years, my years of silence. I do first apologize for the wait, and that done, hasten to finally explain, albeit briefly, quickly, and in very little detail, events following those described in my previous letter, referred to herewith as Episode 2, which of course is referring to Half-Life 2. So if you want to read more of the letter, which is pretty much just a brief summary of what would have happened in Half-Life 3, I will link it down below. Will it be up forever? Probably. Will it be up on GitHub forever? That is yet to be seen. With that being said, we now finally have closure with this whole Half-Life 3 thing, and in a sense, this is the death of a meme, and it's kind of a rare sight, actually. Now, I do want to be very frank here. I have never played Half-Life or Half-Life 2. I know, it's sacrilegious to be this involved in the gaming industry to where I make videos on a weekly basis and not have played these games. I understand, but you have to take into consideration that Half-Life 2 itself, the last, piece of information that we got about this game, came out back in 2004. There are 13 years between 2004 and 2017, and that is the period in which I grew up and really found my identity as a person and also as a gamer, if you want to think about it like that. In 2004, I would have been 7 years old. There is no interest in a 7-year-old to play something like Half-Life 2. I was playing stuff like Jak and Daxter. I was playing Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. I was playing things like Crash Team Racing. I was doing all of those things when everyone else was playing Half-Life 2. And so in that sense, this generation, the age around 20 or so that a lot of gamers are right now, likely didn't play Half-Life, and that's just a fact. So it's with that kind of mindset going forward that I can't help but feel a sense of relief at finally having some closure with the entire Half-Life conspiracy theory, because people have been wondering what happened to Gordon Freeman for the better part of the past 15 years, and it's nice that gamers finally have some closure, albeit not the kind of closure that we would have hoped, which would have of course been Half-Life Episode 3, but there is closure there so that we can finally move on and Half-Life can become part of gaming's history, whether it be a good one, which is how we should remember the games that came out, or a bad one, which is pretty much having an incomplete franchise that could have lived on for quite some time afterwards. So that's about all I have for you this week, guys. That is pretty much the end of the Half-Life conspiracy. What do you think about this? Leave it in the comments section down below. Is it a good thing that there is finally some sense of closure, or do you think that Valve should have continued development and this has just put a halt on that entire thing? Leave it in the comments section down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, I do upload new stuff throughout the week, so there's always something new right here when you do drop by to watch some videos. But as for right now, I'm going to go work on some more college work and contemplate Half-Life, as many often do these days. But I will talk to you soon. Peace.